first quarter from Waverley. Umpire Mark Nash comes in to bounce the ball. The Saints going to the right of screen in the first quarter. We will get some more showers during the course of the afternoon. Everett and Clark. Neither ruckman. Everett. Little give. Now he goes off the ground. Pretty good effort. Try and eat. He's got a push from Kennedy. Now McAdam against his old side. We seem to say that more and more in the AFL these days, don't we? Andy Buse. Nice comment from him in the footy record. His third year in the Brisbane Guernsey. He said he didn't go up there to rob the joint. Good on you, Busey. Lovely line. Daniels takes the mark at right centre wing. Back into the St Kilda Guernsey after, of course, having a stint with Sydney. That's a mark to Clark.
Only just, Pete.
Yes, just. But I suppose on a day like today you could pay those, although it was really a line ball. Clark from half-back.
Matthew Clark leading the hit-outs in the AFL with a poultice of hit-outs, over 200. Kicks out wide to centre wing to find Scott McIver. Ex-Fitzroy on his left boot, kicks inside 50. Hits the pack. Matthew Young hits it front on. Showed a lot of courage. Craig McRae on top of him. Ball goes nowhere. Another bounce. Had a couple of minutes. No scores. Pretty good conditions if the rain stays away, but you never know at Waverley Park. Built underneath the rain belt, Roscoe.
Yes, I think we get some more showers, Russ, without any doubt.
Keating playing a bit of volleyball. Everett shoved out of the way. Now it's a chance for Lappin with a great-looking haircut. Rob Harvey, beautiful stuff for Nicky Winmer off half-back. John Russell Mitchell starting on the wing, off to Shane Wakelin on half-forward, unable to take the mark. Brown gets a clever kick. Joel Smith unable to control it. Winmar, Wakelin off the ground. Very scrappy stuff. And there'll be another bounce, about 55 out from the St Kilda goal.
Yes, and with these conditions, we'll probably see more of that sort of play. The ball being locked in, socket off the ground, pretty untidy. Not much the players can do about it.
We mentioned the conditions. The ball's bouncing pretty well on that wet turf. Harvey and Voss grapple for the ball. Two prime movers. Voss having a great season for the Bears, coming off a best and fairest last year and continuing on that form, and Harvey doing very well.
There's the weather forecast, and probably not much change from what we've got at the moment. Wakelin was in there, applies a tackle. Very scrappy start to the match. Bears, of course, have played one game in Victoria so far this year, and that was an absolute thriller down at Geelong, which finished in a draw. Clark goes high with Wakelin. They both miss it in the end. Burke, a hand pass, picked up by Voss. It's not a great kick off the boot. Comes up towards centre wing, opportunity for McRae. Ooh, he got taken high, and the umpire was going to give him a free kick.
I would have thought they would have been play on, Pete. They both went for the ball.
Does it matter if it's an accident, Roscoe? McRae's kick towards right half forward. Everett goes the punch. Ball clears the pack. Ashcroft. And there is a whistle.
Holding on, Pete. Mark Nash, the umpire there, saying being held by the jumper, the Bears player.
Ashcroft with the free kick. Too far out to score. Two kicks from goal from there. Shanahan at the back. Good defensive push or punch, whichever way you'd like to put it. Harvey gives the hand pass away to Robbie Neal. He's going to come across the goal. Over the head of Austin Jones. Almost a little nudge in the back there of Jason Ackermanis. The umpire lets it go, and it will be throw in. It will be thrown in about 60 metres from goal. National Sportsbook odds, the Saints at evens, and the Bears 6-4 on here this afternoon. Still no score in the first quarter.
Pretty scrappy stuff as Everett tries to get the ascendancy for the Saints. Aussie Jones, Lambert showing some courage. Burke, the leading kick getter in the AFL, slips over. Beautiful tackle by Ackermanis. And it's called dropping the ball or holding the ball, whichever way you want to look at it. Burke's not happy. Umpire Nash deems that free kick to Ackermanis. Kicks from 50, skews off the side of the boot, and he'd be very disappointed with that one. Out of bounds on the foot.
Justice in some respect, Russell, that was a pretty tough call on Nathan Burke. He was just about to kick the ball. It should have been play on.
Sudden death, I think you might term it. Is that right?
Too harsh, but
grey area. Jamie Shanahan, one of the better fullbacks in the AFL league. The AFL, not the AFL league.
Well, fortunately, he's come across ground, Pete. Umpire John Harvey saying he's got to kick over his mark.
Just as well.
Just as well. because the kick didn't find its target, and it could have been a shot at goal for the Bears.
It seems, Ross, that St Kilda are notorious for making a lot of those silly mistakes and costing goals.
Well, basically that's what's lost them the last 2 games I've seen, without doubt.
Shanahan decides to kick it long. I think that's the better option. Everett and Keating, 20-year-old, takes a good strong mark. 55 out from goal. Take 2 big kicks. This one may land just outside the goal square. Darryl White can't mark. Now it's Lambert. Akamanis has a shot. Hits the woodwork. First score for the Bears. And first score for the game.
Gee, it took some working to get one score, didn't it? We've got 13.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And 1 behind to the Brisbane Bears. Justin Peckett is going to kick it in. Peckett goes short, and that's effective, finding Shanahan. As Russell mentioned, one of the top fullbacks now, probably still fairly underrated. Punch away comes to Joel Smith, or he could have come to Joel Smith. Kicked away by the Bears, and it's marked by Lynch in front of Shanahan this time.
Great control there. It was Voss to kick the ball out. Pete did great control on the ground to pick the ball up in the first place, and then to kick that ball with his left foot to find Lynch. Good stuff. Well played.
Lynch nearly running too far, but ran right into it, hit him on the chest. Should be the first goal. Lynch from 30 metres. Slight angle. It looks pretty good from here, and he's got it. So Alistair Lynch, a former Lion, and now with Brisbane, gets their first goal. Let's see what happened again.
As the punch comes forward, Keating just gets the ball to the ground. See that control there by Voss was very clever on his non-preferred left. Good distance and accuracy, and Lynch finishes off.
First goal for Lynch and first goal for the Bears. St Kilda yet to score as Daniels out of the pack. Kicks high and kicks wide, looking for Joel Smith off half forward. Andy Gowers keeps his feet and well balanced. Plays on quickly, looking for Akamanis. Clever one-hand mark. Plays on quickly to Lappin. State player this year, having a great season, Lappin, from Chiltern. Inside 50 now, Shanahan and Lynch. Peckett to clean up, off to Winmar. Neil Elvis on his left foot. Kicks wide, looking for Nathan Burke. Over Clark's head, allowing Everett to control the ball. Has time to steady. Tony Brown has a paddock in front of him. Can have a couple of bounces if he likes. Decides to bounce at once. Beautiful pass to Stewie Lowe. Lowe on quickly. Aussie Jones from 40 metres. Directly in front. Good vision by Lowe. Great vision by Brown. And well finished by the St Kilda side.
Yes, and a great kick by Everett there on the half-back area to find Brown free on that flank. Terrific distance and accuracy. And a good play by Shanahan. Low too to find the young fella.
Jones directly in front. Crowd like it. Jones likes it. St Kilda supporters love it.
Good reply by St Kilda. Got the ball quickly moving down from that half-back area. The kick from Everett found young Brown. And that centering kick from him, a beauty. And then Lowe realising that Jones is free. And Jones also not playing on. Some may have, but he also had Akamanis coming in from his right. So he stopped, did the right thing, gave himself to have a good shot at goal.
So the Saints get their first goal through Aussie Jones. His first for the day, obviously. And the Saints trail by 1 point. Jones kicks his 16th for the year. The difference is 1 point here at Waverley. No one can get it out of the centre. Opportunity now for Fletcher. Comes to Peckett again. Lost control, but across 50. Applies a tackle on Voss, whose hand pass was effective. Lappin, a little bit too severe for him. Harvey dragged off it. Should get it, will get a free kick. Robert Harvey, one of the superstars of the competition. Shanahan well down the ground. Should have kicked it better than that, as you would expect. Gowers, the former Hawk, onto Kennedy, onto Lambert. Lambert from midfield, kicks up towards right half forward. The boy from Chiltern does well. Lappin, long kick. Lynch again takes the mark. Almost in the identical position. we had to nitpick, probably a little bit closer to goal. The angle's the same.
Yes, and Lynch just doing what a forward can do, take the punt by staying back and not following Shanahan up the ground when he moved forward, and then Shanahan unable to get back quickly enough for the transference of play from one end to the other. Lynch free.
But Ross, what about Shanahan's disposal?
That's what I was going to say.
That's what caused the whole problem.
It was a poor kick up across centre half forward.
Alistair Lynch for his second. He kicks, and it looks pretty good. He's got it. So the Bears, through Alistair Lynch, get their second. It's 2-1 to 1 goal at Waverley.
Yeah, so Shanahan bringing himself undone with a poor kick across centre half forward, having done all the work to get up.
But you can't blame him for trying that, but he has
Lynch,
to finish off properly.
Russell taking the punt, staying back, not chasing his man. You can criticise him for not chasing. At the end of the day, the ball comes back. He took the punt at Wood and gets his second.
Welcome back to Waverley, and you might have noticed there the clock has stopped in the first quarter. It's a little bit further advanced than that as we approach the halfway mark of the two.
Well, it's better than the lights going out, Pete, but it's the Bears 13 to St Kilda 6. Is that Stewie?
That's about mark of the day. Take a bit of beating for that one, won't it?
Oh, that's fantastic. That's what Australian rules football is all about. Magnificent stuff.
Yeah, for a big fella to get up that high and control himself and then control the flight of the footy. Great effort. Deserves a goal.
Your kick from 20, directly in front. The Saints second on the board. Now they trail by only one behind. 2-1 to 2 straight kicks.
Yes, and here we see the play coming out of the middle. And very important for St Kilda that Stewie Lowe gets on top early. Found it very hard in the first half last week against West Coast. Didn't score a goal, got his goals, 6 of them in the second half. He's opened up with one of this first quarter.
59 goals for the year to Stewie Lowe. The difference is back to a point in favour of the Bears. 13 plays 12. Everett flips it over his head to Burke. Going off the ground there was Scott. Now Lambert a chance. Has to get a quick hand pass away. It went past Smith. Gowers quickly getting boot to ball, only as far as Peckett, marking over McRae. Justin Peckett from left half back. Close to centre wing. Young comes up with a footy, kicks down towards half forward, too tall. Kennedy. His father, of course, played for St Kilda. Des. Kennedy from right half back can kick the ball long. This one drops a little bit short. Peckett tries to punch. Lappin's in front to take the mark. Opportunity again for the Bears. Lynch and Shanahan. Fisted away down there by Robbie Neal. Didn't quite get to the boundary line. Fletcher, also against his old club. Ball nearly out of bounds. Is it holding the ball?
He's gone, Pete.
Winmar. Seems to be moving all right with that knee injury. Hasn't played since round 3, the Saints superstar. Well, Kennedy takes the footy, but you'd reckon that might have been a push in the back. And Saints fans not too happy with the decision, or lack of decision there. Winmar, nice gather across the half-back line. The boundary line is too close, it's out of bounds. As Jason Trionides gets himself up as well from the mire, it will be thrown in right on 50 at the Bears' left half-forward flank.
Played just on 14 minutes in this first term. The Bears by 1 point. There's Lambert using his body well, scrambling for the ball, putting pressure on. Great effort by Craig Lambert with Jason Daniels on top of him. And it will be another bounce. Very close to the boundary line, about 35 metres around from the Brisbane Bears goal.
Steady rain falling too now, Russ. And that clock is now right. As we are into the second half of the opening quarter, it does tick down.
Umpire McInerney puts it onto the turf. Scrambly stuff. As players pile on top of each other, no one can get clean purchase. There's another bounce. It's about 15 or 16 players all around the ball. The Bears would love to get a goal here. Keating or Everett have full control with that left hand. Gets it to Burke. Burke under pressure allows the ball to go out of bounds. Nathan Burke, leading kick getter in the AFL. 237 kicks before this game. Very impressive stuff. having a great season. Could win his second best and fairest. He won it in 1993 for the Saints. Over the top of Keating and Everett. Everett gets a quick kick. Ball shoots out of the pack. Robbie Neal under a bit of pressure gets a quick handball. Shanahan in front of Ashcroft. Good defensive work off the ground, taking the pressure off the St Kilda defensive line. Shanahan, very reliable defender. Made a couple of mistakes today, allowing 2 goals to his opponent, Alistair Lynch. I'm sure he will redeem himself. There's the man. 2 goals for Lynch. 1 goal to Lowe and 1 to Aussie Jones. There's Lappin round the corner. Kicks into towards Lynch and Shanahan. Good strong work. Great reading by Justin Peckett off the pack. Couple of bounces. Trying to draw his player. Does it well. It's Aussie Jones now. Has a bit of time. Kicks into space. Trinides is the man he's looking for. Unable to take the ball. McAdam, ex-teammate. Rushed handball under pressure for Jones. Sees Brown. Not a very good kick. Allowing Voss now on centre wing. Great control, Michael Voss. What a champion. And unfortunately he gives it away off to Winmar now. Off to Neal. The Saints can set something up now. We've got Aussie Jones has 10 metres on his opponent, Clark. Should move it on quickly. The crowd are cheering him on. Now they're urging him. He's got to move it fast. Stewie Lowe now leads into the pocket. Eyes on it. Hits the pack hard. Chris Scott does the same. Kennedy now for the Brisbane Bears. Kicks wildly out towards centre wing. If Jones can control it, they're in the ball. Ackermanis, good pressure. Great work by the Brisbane Bear. Excellent work by Jason Ackermanis.
So throw it in centre wing, right next to the interchange gates. As the rain tumbles down, well, the Bears haven't played in Melbourne this year. They probably picked the worst Saturday of the whole season to date to make their debut in the Victorian capital. Opportunity for Burke. Tackle. Did he have the football? Umpire lets it go. Tackle by Clark. Certainly Aussie Jones didn't appear to have it. And he'll take the free kick very close to the boundary line. Look at that rain. So probably close to about 10 or 11 goals you'd reckon would be a winning score here this afternoon. Everett makes a lead. McIver goes with him. Everett at the back. Got 2 hands to it. Kick away by Tony Brown. Up in the Stewie Lowe direction. Big mitts go on it. Buse caught. Didn't have the footy. Free kick. So Andy Buse playing his 50th game today for the Bears after 12 seasons at Geelong. Keating in front. Ball paddled to the front of the pack. Young. Real up and under job. Brown, Neely, McAdam, the 2 number 2s do battle. Neil, you'll have to be quick, son. Umpire says holding the ball. He wasn't quick enough. Lappin goes back, having a great season. The boy from Northern Victoria at Chiltern. Nigel Lappin, whose cousin is on the St Kilda list. It's out towards centre wing. Chris Scott. Lambert. Not delivered the way he would have wanted. Ackermanis is in there. Jones was in there. Keating, grab. That's Keating, that's Scott. Applies a tackle. Brown drops it. It's untidy stuff. But plenty of pressure on both sides in the opening quarter. Tony Brown picks himself up. Don't think you can dust yourself down on a day like today. Just brush the mud off. So Keating in front with Waverley. Lambert. Ackermanis. Lappin. Quick kick. Peckett underneath it. And the mark has been taken down there by Jamie Elliott.
Elliott, the ex-Lion, feeling very fortunate playing with St Kilda at the moment, the way the lines are going. Off to Winmar, spending a bit of time down half back. We thought he was going to be on the centre wing. Finding Matthew Young, a beautiful pinpointed left foot pass. Wakelin unable to grab the ball, slippery conditions. Harvey, typical Harvey, bouncing around one. Great evasive skills. Caught with the ball, gets a kick. Play onto the call, allowing Scott McIver and Andrew Buse to have plenty of time to set something up for the Bears. Off half-back, McIver up towards centre wing. Excellent attempt by White. Winmar again. Looking a bit slow, Ross.
Yes, he just
lacking a bit of match fitness.
Yes, I mean, you can do all the running in the world as you like, as you know, Russ, but just match fitness is so hard to gain.
Good luck to Cuz. Neil Elvis Winmar. The Bears by a point. It's Keating and Wakeland, no true winner. Darryl White tried to burst his way through the pack. Winmar underneath it, getting a bit of the ball. Scott, quick rush kick, gains 8 or 9 metres. Harvey now should kick it and does quickly. Now a chance for Shane Wakeland in front of McIver. Beveridge hits the ball hard. Needs to keep his feet. Bew's doing a good job allowing the ball to go out of bounds. 40 metres out from the St Kilda goal.
Well played by Bews there. Good pressure physically and then just kept his eye on the footy, forced it over the line.
There's the Rat, Andy Rat Bews. Fantastic career, Geelong and the Bears. As Peter mentioned, 50 games today. Congratulations to him. There's Clark and Wakeland. Giving away inches, Wakeland. Clark, another hit out. Try off the ground, McIver, ex-Queenslander, and Fitzroy. Daniels caught, very scrappy stuff. Difficult conditions with a wet, slippery ball. And it'll be a bounce about 45 metres out from the St Kilda goal.
Last 5 minutes of the first quarter, and the 4 goals scored so far. It's been a great display of the skills of the game in this opening stanza. And I don't think we can expect it to get any better with the weather being what it is. Kick up towards half-back, went past Wakeland, opportunity for Burke now. Again, boot the ball pretty quickly. Lowe and Champion, like a goalkeeper, Stewie Lowe, but the Bears with the numbers, and they'll run it across the ground through Champion. Saints fans calling for out of bounds deliberately, but
Can't pay that one.
A fairly harsh decision.
And in these conditions too, players certainly can't be expected to turn around and get the ball back into play.
Lowe and Clark. Harvey tries to burst through. No one to give a hand pass to. Snap it goal by Beveridge it was. He's off target and one behind. So one behind to Luke Beveridge. Much travelled to level the scores. 4 minutes left in the quarter. And Richard Champion played every game this year for the Bears to bring the ball back into play. Decides eventually to go short. Looks for, didn't find Kennedy with the mark. The good Shepherd enables him to get a good long hoof at the ball. Up towards centre wing, Lambert and Neil. Lambert, did he have it? Neil's got him. Lambert, still he goes. Good Shepherd by Keating. Gets around Wakeland. Kick up towards the left forward pocket. Peckett went high, couldn't drag it down. McRae tries to go off the ground. And the Saints through weight of numbers are going to clear this. Matthew Young to Burke. Good mark in front of his opposite number 3 in Voss. Saints moving it quickly. Tony Brown goes back. Spears it in short. Daniels. Beautifully delivered. His disposal certainly improved, and Joel Smith with the mark.
Well played, St Kilda. Good effort to get the ball through the 50-metre defensive area there. And Nathan Burke, the important mark on the wing in front of Voss. They finish up with a shot at goal.
So Joel Smith kicks long, low. Long and low.
Good body work by the big fellow as Gilton McAdam has been taken off the ground.
Now, will he run around? Not much daylight to shoot at. That's what he is confronted by. Tries to banana it, and he's kicked. Great effort.
Yes, and well done there to Stewie Lowe. Rewards his teammates down the field with a great goal. They worked very hard to get it up to him there. He worked hard in the pack there to jostle some players out of the way and take the mark on the line. Here's the kick coming in. Good effort by the big fella. A bit of jostling, maybe a bit of a push, but just subtle enough to get Champion and Clark out of the way. Great kick to get the goal.
St Kilda have just taken the lead. 3 goals, 1 to 2-1 with a Stewie Lowe banana kick from the boundary. Magnificent stuff for the Saints. Nathan Burke gets the ball again, runs away from Chris Scott, giving it to Winmar. Winmar now has a chance to set it up for the Saints. Drives it up forward in the low direction. Strong stuff. Stewie Lowe has just tripped over Troy Clark.
He's just come on to replace McAdam. He's hurt his knee a little bit.
Didn't see him.
It's interesting
Not
because
a bad play, that, actually.
Troy Clark only playing his second game after a Bad knee problem, yes.
And all the Bears spectating their champion, not able to follow through and read the ball correctly. There he is. It's a good look.
It's the old party trick, that one, isn't it?
It's a good shot.
Lowe will kick from 35 directly in front for his third. And to put St Kilda 2 goals clear. Guides it through. For one behind. Ooh. 2 goals, 1 for Lowe. But he's looking very dangerous. The champion took a magnificent mark in the first couple of minutes in the goal square.
Well, they're probably kicking to the non-scoring end too, Russ, if that westerly wind springs up like it's forecast to do. So this is a pretty good effort from the Saints so far. Kick out. Punch away by Everett. Went past McIver. Lambert needs to be elusive. Not quite elusive enough. Great tackle, Stewie Lowe. Fantastic stuff. And Lowe will kick at his third again. He's got 2 goals, 1. The previous shot couldn't have missed by much. Look at this.
It's like a big grizzly bear. You can't get away from him.
Oh, fantastic kick. Or tackle. Kick didn't live up to the tackle, unfortunately, and it's rushed through from behind.
Gee, great ball there, Scotty McIver, coming through the front of the pack there. But Lambert trying to use his evasive skills, worked the first time, got through a bit of traffic, but then Stewie Lowe just thundered him down.
3-3 to 2-1 at Waverley. The rain has stopped for the moment, or it's not as heavy as it was. And Trevor Gowers.
He played for the Tigers.
He did play for the Tigers. Went to school with him. Andy Gowers kicks in. The last minute of the quarter, Lambert this time gets his kick in. Oh, just lands it inside the boundary line by 1 metre. And they're having a few words to say to Everett. I'm sure they're complimentary.
Won't try and translate for you, Pete.
Don't think you need to, Ross.
Complimenting his hairstyle, I think, Pete.
So Everett again with the gloves on against Clark. Harvey. A nice little give. Picked up by Aussie Jones. Centering kick from him. No mark taken. Beveridge slaps it further forward. Champion off 1 step. That's out of bounds on the full, I would reckon. As Jason Ackermanis takes the mark, but not allowed. And Everett. He's got only a few seconds left before the siren. So they need a mark here. Can Lowe give it to him? He can! Stewie Lowe, what a quarter.
Big buckets.
5 kicks, 5 marks. And he's kicked 2 goals, 1.
Nicky Winmar just letting Richard Champion know what the big fella's doing on him. Good kick by Everett to just centre that ball, and Stewie Lowe's in form, isn't he?
Marking it as if it were a dry day. He's got 2-1. Probably should have had 3. As I said, the last one didn't miss by much. And against this westerly breeze, which is not strong at the moment. Low from 48 metres. He may have missed. So he's going to finish the quarter with 2 goals, 2. But pretty good stats. And they read 6 kicks, 5 marks out of the Saints' tally of 3 goals, 4, leading the Bears 2 goals, 1. So Stan Alves, I think, would be very happy with his side's effort at the end of the first quarter here at Waverley. The Bears making their first appearance in Melbourne for the year in round 13 and off to, well, shall we say, a tardy start.
Not a bad effort, though, by St Kilda, Pete. They've really pushed the ball forward. They've been hungry. They've used it pretty well. The return of Winmar's been pretty good. He did start on the wing, but has played predominantly across half-back. Burke's had a fair bit of it. When you've got a target like Stewie Lowe in form up forward, Everett certainly having a much better game, more of an influence than he did last week, without doubt. John Northey there just trying to settle his side down, and I wonder what changes he might make. He might have to effect a few just to try and get the structure right, get the ball moving quickly.
Okay, so there it is at quarter time. 3-4 to 2-1 at Waverley. The Saints leading. We'll take a break and be back with the second quarter in just a moment. Second quarter from Waverley, 8 points the difference in favour of St Kilda. John Northey certainly had plenty to say at the quarter time changeover. Mind you, so too did Stan Alves. We had a little bit of rain during the first term. It's stopped at the moment. Burke's kick smothered. Winmar back into the side today. Peckett running well up from defence. Daniels, opportunity to apply a tackle, so too does Brown on Clark. It's out of bounds next to the interchange gates on centre wing. Good to see Troy Clark back into the Brisbane lineup, playing only his second game for the year after a severe knee injury. Everett and Clark. That is certainly not his usual effective self so far. Takes a hand pass. Daniels has got him. Winmar ridden into the ground by McRae. Across the body goes Chris Scott. Burke trying to pick it up on centre wing. The second quarter starting with a bit more ferocity than the first did. Mark taken by Joel Smith. Everett was the target, a little bit too short. Clark. It's Matthew Clark across his body. Burke at the back. Good punch. Joel Smith again. Voss has got him. Beveridge inside 50. Low on his own. McIver, did he get there in time? He did.
No, Peter's free kick being paid for over the shoulder.
Interference.
Well, he had to go at it, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He didn't have any other choice. And I thought he did a pretty good effort to get there. We might be able to see the infringement shortly after he kicks at goal. He's kicked 2 goals too, Stewie Lowe, and he's now got 3-2. Saints by 14 points.
Yeah, it was a good kick by Beveridge to get the ball quickly down to Stewie Lowe, who's in that square on his own. McIver coming back, we'll see this again. Good feed off by Joel Smith. Beveridge long, McIver had to go back. As he came down, the left hand of McIver over the Lowe's shoulder. That's what the free kick was for.
.28 players, 13. Stewie Lowe just kicked his third. So pack forms. Aussie Jones, Lambert, leading handballer in the AFL, did very well to get it out of the pack. Ashcroft, slippery conditions, allowing Harvey now. Joel Smith, St Kilda on a bit of a roll. Tony Brown gets a quick kick. Lowe's in front of the pack. Ball slipped through the hands. Shane Wakeland hasn't had much opportunity so far on the bottom of the pack. A bounce. Wakeland, a couple of kicks from Port Adelaide in South Australia. Wins the tap in front of Matthew Clark, champion. Gets a rush kick outside 50 now. Robbie Neal, eyes on the ball, second attempt. Off to Winmar through the centre of the ground. This is what the St Kilda supporters love to see. Offloads, Stewie Lowe.
Yes, the importance of Winmar already showing on this. Just would certainly have lifted the teammates coming to the ground today, knowing that Neil Evos was back in the side. And that disposal to the lead of Lowe. Great mark too by the big fellow to make up that ground and then control the footy as he went to the ground. This kick will test him, but I'm sure his confidence will be up with the start he's had so far.
7 kicks, 6 marks, and 3 goals too. It's not a bad effort, but just starting the second quarter.
Particularly these conditions too, mate, for a big fella.
But with the finishing of Winmar, allowing Lowe to kick from 40, doesn't make the distance, goes across the front of the goal, and it's a rush behind for the St Kilda side.
I'd give that to Stewie Lowe. I don't think anybody touched that, did they?
I'll give it to him, Pete.
Does he want it?
He's got it now.
Andy Gowers kicks in. Keating a little bit late on the scene. He might still be able to do something out of this. He couldn't. Fletcher. It was grabbed. Did well to get a kick at it. Into space on centre wing. Lambert and Clark. Clark went to ground. Might be a free kick there. A couple of infringements against Brisbane. And the big ruckman is going to take it. Matthew Clark from left centre wing. Out to Kennedy. Only about a 20-metre kick. White just inside the boundary line. Takes the mark in front of Jamie Elliott. Haven't seen much of Darryl White so far.
I think that's his first marking kick, Pete, for Darryl White, just having a pretty slow season.
Bears have it in their attacking zone, but it's a fair way out. It's about 55 metres. 4-5 to 2-1. Good tackle by Young. Ball jarred free in it. Lambert comes in, applies a tackle of his own. Voss. Burke. Kicked off the ground. Out of bounds on the full, actually.
He's kicked it up to the pie stand, Pete.
Was that McRae that came through and kicked it off the ground, I think?
So Nathan Burke's going to take the free.
The idea was right, but difficult to control the ball in that situation.
Playing his 193rd game. Nathan Burke, Preston Ferris back in '93 and runner-up in the side's count last year, having a great season. The Saints with what breeze there is in this quarter. Everett, good punch away. Opportunity for young Robbins. Just couldn't quite pick it up. Now they go forward again through Scott, back to Burke, across to Winmar, starting to have some influence on the game. Winmar's long hand pass from half-back.
Allowing Robbie Neal to take it through the centre of the ground, changing direction, looking for Wakeland, who's caught, gets a handball. Allowing Pickett now, coming down from the back pocket, will run for 50. Here's a chance for him to show us what he's made of. Kick looks pretty good. And Stewie though is either marked it on the line or it's a goal. Pickett showed us great stuff off the half-back line, affectionately known as Frankie down St Kilda. Great goal by Pickett.
Good effort by Wakeland too, Russ, just to control it and then wait till he was slung around to give himself the momentum of the handball to the run of Pickett. And this is his first goal for a couple of seasons. Well done. Combination of Burke and Winmar proving effective across half-back.
The Saints have got a 3.5 goal lead and they're looking pretty good as Keating gets the knock. Robbins on the ground replacing Chris Scott, unable to get the ball. Lambert now trying to create some space for the Bears. Lappin's the one, he's the recipient, has time to steady. Kick looks pretty good, looking for Lynch. Great grab by Alistair Lynch, great stuff in these conditions. In front of Shanahan. Shanahan was all over him like an empty suit. Good punch by St Kilda defence, out of bounds.
Yeah, Lynch's kick, whilst the idea is okay, looking for the target that time in Fletcher, one of the smaller ones. Pretty hopeful that he can take a mark in that situation.
So the Saints doing it well in the second quarter. Throw in clears the pack except Burke. Lambert tries to drag him down unsuccessfully. A bouncing ball. Wakeland, if he can gather it in. He just couldn't do it, Darryl Wakeland. And it will be thrown in on the opposite side of the ground.
Yeah, so Matthew Clark comes off the ground one of the few times this season, and Trent Bartlett to come on.
Lambert actually does the ruck work. White, a block for Robbins. Fletcher and Neal, Lappin. Oh, it slips over. He loves trying to board. The ground just a little bit too slippery for that. Ashcroft. Bartlett, as Russ said, just onto the ground. White tries to flip it forward to a teammate. Kick away there by Elliott. Now Akamatis. Across his body down towards half forward. St Kilda with the numbers. Former Hawk Matthew Young goes across the goal with his fellow Redhead and Jason Daniels. Winmar, as I mentioned earlier, starting to have an influence on the game. He may lack a little bit of match practice, but that star quality is already evident as Gowers tracks it across the line next to the interchange gates on centre wing.
Yes, he's had the ball as much as anyone on the ground, really. Winmar 7 and 4.
5-5 to 2-1. Saints gambling, not bringing him back through the reserves.
Good move too, Pete.
Well, it's paid off so far, hasn't it? Daniels taken down, Lappin across his body, real up and under kick. Akamatis at the back. Neal gets a good shepherd from Pickett and takes the mark at centre wing.
Robbie Neal showing great courage. Handballs to Burke. Winmar again. It's his 5th mark, and this will be his 12th possession. Excellent stuff. The 1-2 back to Robbie Neal. Neal plays on his left foot, looking for the lead. Everett outstretched arm, unable to bring it in. Beveridge and Gowers sliding over the line for a touchdown. It'll be a throw-in, 55, 60 metres out from St Kilda's goal. We've played just on 13.5 minutes in this second term. So Saints by 22 points. Lambert, always near the ball. Tony Brown now breaking clear from the pack. He's on his right foot. Stewie though in front of the puck again. Oh, unable to grab it. Play onto the call. Hughes, caught. St Kilda supporters wanting a hole in the ball decision. Wakeland now to low in the goal square.
That's his 4th.
And St Kilda's sixth. 6-5-41 to 2-1-13.
Yes, and if we see a bit of that on replay, I thought there was a couple of free kicks that might have been paid in the situation.
There was one in the back that was fairly obvious.
It's a great effort to get back and try and mark there. Possibly a bit of a trip there. Hughes, ping, play on.
That one there.
Tackle there and in the back against Champion. As it turns out, St Kilda got the goal.
Stewie Lowe just kicked his 4th goal, St Kilda's 6th, and now has Scotty McIver on him. Richard Champion's been moved off him, gone to centre-half back. Brisbane needs something. They need it bad. They need their on-ballers, the Vosses and these types to lift. Gowers comes through from defence. Eyes on the ball. It's a no avail. Jamie Elliott kicking the ball off the ground. Ball going out of bounds on centre wing.
Good quarter by the Saints. They led 22-13 at quarter time, and they've increased that now to 28 points with 13 minutes remaining in the quarter. So for the Bears to get back into it, it's got to happen quickly. Keating at the back. Give him a kick for that, only travels about 5 metres. Saints tackling has been exceptional today, and the best one so far has been applied by Stewie Lowe.
Yes, and St Kilda make a change. Beveridge is off. McLean, the big one to come on, the big fella. He's been picked up by Andy Hughes. Now the change has been made. Gowers now taking him.
Everett and Keating. Lappin. Burke. Off the ground. Past Robbie Neal and out of bounds. Still out of bounds on the centre wing. St Kilda runner having a couple of words to Nathan Burke.
That's Russell Jarrett. Peter?
Thanks for that, Russ.
No problem.
41-13. There's McLean, number 42. Gee, they've got a few redheads down there now, haven't they? Couple's handy, 4's confusing. Andrew McLean. There's Daniels, Young. And of course on Brisbane side we've got Voss and Ackermanis. And Robbins. Keating took off before nominations. Daniels. This couldn't quite. Oh, piggyback. Elliott taken high. I mean lifted high. So Lambert's going to get the free kick. Lambert from left centre wing. Putting the Bears into attack. Bartlett's there. Caught out of position. Good mark taken by Neal. Saints defence today certainly standing firm. What a return by Winmar. And they've certainly got the numbers there. McLean and Jones. Still he goes. Kick up towards left half forward. And Champion this time over Everett. Moved out the half back. Away from Stewie Lowe. McIver has the job in the champ at the moment. Matthew Young. Down to low territory. This should be a goal to Harvey. 15 metres out. Bang! And puts through another one to the Saints.
Sorry, Pete.
Harvey's first, and the Saints are on fire at 7-5 to 2-1.
Yes, 9 possessions to Rob Harvey, 4 and 5. Good intercept here. Well done to Matt Young. The ball at low, nearly another mark. Looking for his 8th. Robert Harvey reading it beautifully off the back of the pack. And their senior players have been very good contributors.
It's the Saints 47-13. St Kilda have kicked 5 goals in their second term. To Brisbane, only the 1 goal.
Well, Brisbane haven't scored this quarter at all, Russ.
Oh, sorry, yeah. 2-1-13.
Yes, and St Kilda have kicked the last 6 goals of the game too, Russ.
A few problems in the Brisbane camp. As Johnny Northey looks a bit pensive. McLean and Keating. Lappin off the pack. It's desperate stuff showed by St Kilda. Matthew Young off the ground to Andrew Hughes, has come down from the back pocket. Throws the ball on his boot. It's 2-on-1. Lynch the sandwich. Aussie Jones up the pack. Going wide to Winmar. Crowd favourite here at Waverley Park. He's got plenty of time. Plenty of space. Offloads up towards centre wing and finds Trianides. Lace out. Plays on quickly. Up towards the half-forward line. McLean, the fingertips, unable to take the grab. Keating now. Wakeland on the burst. Dodges around a couple. Left foot is smothered. Keating again. Caught with the ball. Drops to the ground. And the pressure from the St Kilda team is enormous. He's trying to eat his hands on hips. We're pretty satisfied with his efforts.
And the Bears' last goal at the 10.5-minute mark of the first quarter, and we're at about the same mark in the second term now, and still they are on 2-1-13 and languishing. Buse has kicked the centre wing. Marking contest there. Fletcher tries to recover. It might be a free for a high tackle, but it's not. Umpire lets it go. Burke and Lambert. Off the ground to Lynch and Shanahan. Daniels nearly caught. Did want to get a kick in, intended for Harvey, just a little bit too strong for him. And it beats Marcus Ashcroft and Robert Harvey out of bounds between wing and half forward on the outer side. Not a good quarter by the Bears so far, haven't scored. St Kilda by 34 points, not a match-winning lead, but the way they're playing, it's shaping up as one. McRae. Out of bounds. Oh, they need a spark, Ross, don't they? Something to lift them.
Yes, they do, and the players, Russ mentioned before, like Voss, etc. Lambert's been probably the only productive one on ball. Lappin's had a bit of it, but they need a lot more from those on-ballers to give their forwards a chance.
So Keating doing the ruck work. Buse brought to ground. Lappin. Shanahan did well to fist it away from Lynch. Akamatis. Peckett.
That Young's done well, Ross.
Matthew Young.
Yeah, I think he's been a very good player since this year. In a regular spot.
Yes, he couldn't find a regular spot at Hawthorn. Played 21 games for the Hawkers. Now finding a niche in the Saints lineup at 7-5 to 2-1. And we have a boundary throw in about 70 metres from goal.
Brisbane needs something badly. That's probably the understatement of the day. As Keating over the top of McLean does well with the palm. But unfortunately, the Rovers aren't able to pick the ball up. It'll be a bounce. McLean from Launceston. We have the blood rule. Lambert is asked to leave and get tidied up. There's a bit of a cut on his lip. The Saints have quarter time with 3-4. They're now 7-5, and Brisbane are yet to score in this quarter. 8.5 minutes left in this term. As Chris Scott comes back on the field. Just a bit of uncertainty. The bounce 70 metres out from Brisbane's goal. Keating and McLean. Keating the winner, but Burke able to pick the ball up off the pack. Untidy stuff again. Voss, Burke. About 10 players around this pack. Umpire Shane McInerney. Will bounce. Bit of drizzle in the first term. It's been a dry quarter. As Ashcroft gets it off, uploaded. Wakeland in front of Bartlett.
It's been a drought for the
go out of
Bears.
bounds.
So it's been a drought for the Bears.
That's it. Not necessarily used to these sort of conditions, Ross. I mean, we saw against Carlton a few weeks ago where they struggled. Another throw in. Shanahan and Lynch this time out of the goal square. White over the top, looking for some acrobatic work. Caught by Young. Clever stuff by the St Kilda defence. Harvey using his body well and very polished hands to Jones. McLean, the big flyer, unable to take the grab. Troy Clark in front of Brown to take the ball out of bounds. Troy Clark, as Peter mentioned, coming back from a serious knee injury. Second game for the year. Been around a while. And a serviceable member of the Bears. McLean and Keating, two youngsters. Harvey, don't know how he got it, but he did. Offloaded it. Man of the moment, Clark, straight to Daniels. Great hands from Jack Daniels up to Tony Brown through the centre of the ground. Stewie Lowe in front of the pack again, in front of Scott McIver. Too strong. Wants to offload quickly. We've got Winmar in the goal square. And also Robbie Neal falls over, recovers quickly. Winmar now swooping. Great turn, quick handball, good vision to Neal. If he can steady, he'll have a ping. High ball. And Wayward out of bounds on the full.
John Northey's taken Darryl White off. He's had very little of the football. And coming back on, Matthew Clark.
Richard Champion with 7 minutes left in the term. 34 points is the margin. Champions kick to the outer side, and that's out of bounds. Taken over in the end by Shane Wakeland. Throw in about 50 metres from goal. Both Wakelands in the side this afternoon. Shane number 12 and Darryl number 15. You tell me Shane's the slightly bigger of the two, but I think it's...
Darryl's the better looking one, Pete.
Thanks for that, Russ.
They're identical.
McLean out-bodied there. As Bears try to get some forward movement, they do, as a Seagull makes a hasty retreat, and they get it up towards the centre wing position.
Identical twins, Pete, and born on separate days.
Yes, I read that. Some trivia, Russ. Thanks for that.
Work that one out, Ross.
Yes, we worked it out last week, Ross.
Okay.
So McLean, who was best on ground in North Launceston Grand Final win last year, contesting the Ruck Duels. They still haven't got it out of the zone. Harvey a chance to do just that. Good tackle by McRae. In goes Tony Brown to apply another one. The end result of all that is going to be another ball up on centre wing. Two there, Chris Scott just back onto the ground. McLean and Clark. Still they can't get it out. Burke, maybe he can. He goes off the ground as far as Pickett. Pickett's kick dropped short. Gowers, the former Hawk. And Andy Gowers' kick only succeeds in getting it along the 50-metre line to the boundary line on the member stand side.
Just an air of desperation there, Ross, do you think? Like, yeah, a bit of time
Yes.
maybe to try and pick it up and
Well,
do something with it.
Yeah, I think he, if the side was in a different situation, Russ, he might have tried to pick it up.
So Clark with Shane Wakeland. It's out of bounds. Taken over by number 3 for St Kilda, Nathan Burke.
Ackermanis is off. Lambert back on after getting treatment for that, what looked to be a cut lip.
The fat lip. Something to remember your first game in Melbourne for the year by. So Clark, who's also taken off the ground, again with Wakeland. And the Saints, with this handy lead at the moment, almost resting on their laurels, you would think. The Bears not making much happen up on their forward line. Champion now finally gets clear of McLean.
Kicks up towards centre wing, whereas Andy Buse has been moved out of that defensive role, beating Robbie Neal in front of the ball. Gets a quick left foot kick. Lynch trying to use his body, does it cleverly, gets a rush kick off the ground now. Wakeland, 2 against 1, Shanahan there to help out, kicks across goal, maybe a bit dangerous, but Everett now, and Pickett. St Kilda support's happy with that. Pickett, a beautiful left foot touch, straight to Nathan Burke, kicks it quickly, up forward looking for Winmar. Winmar not quick enough, maybe on a half volley, he recovers well, spins around onto his left, onto his right, clever stuff, goes inboard. Magnificent stuff from Winmar and McLean, great finishing. McLean playing on quickly to Matthew Young, giving Voss the run around at the moment. Stewie Lowe in front of McIver, well spoilt by McIver, Lowe keeping his feet. The ball beats them all over.
Clever stuff by Winmar too, and good confidence building for him, the way he got the ground pivoted.
Umpire McInerney has decided that Stewie Lowe kicked the ball away as it went over the boundary line, and he's given a free kick against him.
Interesting matchup too, Ross. They've given young Ben Roberts the job on Winmar.
Yes.
It's a tough one. As McIver kicks it long. They need a goal. They need it fast, the Bears. 4.5 minutes left in this second term. Trianides finds Daniels on the burst. Can have a shot from 35 on an angle. And nearly shocked everyone. One behind. 7-6 to 2-1. The Bears yet to score this quarter.
Certainly has been his Achilles heel, his disposal, Jason Daniels, but it must be added that it certainly has improved over the last few seasons. Especially his kicking, his hand passing was always very good.
He's done well for them this year too, Pete, in a number of different roles, Jason Daniels.
Good reacquisition. He's a great stopper. Seeing him on Kudafides, did an excellent job on him. Clark has the mark, short of half back. And still the Bears scoreless in the quarter. This is McRae. He got amongst the goals last week. You would think, well, not going to happen today. Fletcher down towards Lynch. Lynch is their only goal kicker so far, both of course coming in the first quarter. Long bomb down to the goal square. Keating in front. Couldn't take the mark. Lappin nearly, and one rush behind, and the Bears have a score on the board in the second term. 2-2 to 7-6.
Good pressure by Tony Brown. He's had a pretty good game. He had the compliment of having Gilbert McAdam taken off him.
Pickett goes to Winmar, out to Neil. Neil at left half back. Lappin stands the mark. Intended for Burke, finds its target. Burke marking him just inside the boundary line. Squares it. Unfortunately, Pickett fell over at the crucial moment. Gets a little tap from Harvey. But the changeover favours Brisbane. Well, that's a good mark taken by Lynch. Coming from young Ben Robbins. Lappin has a chance to bring up their first goal for the quarter.
Been their best player, really, Pete. Lappin.
10 kicks so far. 10 kicks, 3 marks. Another change being made by the Bears. And young Robbins is coming off now. And McAdam is coming back.
Yes, and also Beveridge coming on for St Kilda. And
Well,
McLean coming off.
This should be a gimme, really, from where he is. 30 metres out. 35. Goal umpire hasn't moved. That's a good indication. The Bears get their first for the quarter. So Nigel Lappin kicks the Bears third. They still trail by 28 points with 2.5 minutes remaining in the half.
Yes, as Pete mentioned, it's a much needed one. Lynch, the last goal scorer, back in the first quarter, and he features in this next one with a good kick. Hit the ball quickly across to Lappin, who'd made good space.
So Saints by 28 points after that Lappin goal. The first since 10-minute mark in the first quarter. There's the ball up forward for Keating. Late charge by the Bears in this second term. Keating marks 20 metres out directly in front. Bring the margin back to 22 points.
Which is workable, isn't it?
It's a very important part of the game for the Bears to get themselves back within touch.
Concentration. Successful kick. It's 2 in 2 minutes for the Bears. And keeping them in touch going into that main break.
So they can pitch another couple, Russell. They can certainly get themselves back within this, because St Kilda have been dominant all the way through, other than those first couple of goals that the Bears scored. All around the ground, St Kilda players have got on top.
So Keating kicks his first. Only 3 goal kickers by the Bears. Alistair Lynch has got 2. And the other one kicked just moments back by Nigel Lappin. The difference back to 22 points with a minute and 3/4 left in the half. Fletcher out of the congestion at the centre. Now McRae. McRae down towards left half forward. And the other super Mac and McAdam. And that's out of bounds. Yes. Socked away by Matthew Young. The throw will take place at left half forward for Brisbane. 22 points the difference. It's close to 40. Not long back. Everett and Clark. Everett's had a good game. In fact, the boundary throwing cleared just about everybody. Good tackle by Fletcher. Trianides tries to find a teammate. Hughes. Champion. Slung as he kicked. McAdam misread it completely. Austin Jones. And little Aussie, still he goes. Winmar, this is going to test the knee as he really tries to stretch out. No damage done as he takes it over the boundary line in front of Marcus Ashcroft. Great game by Winmar. 12 kicks, 6 marks, 5 hand passes. And not to half time. Looks as though he's puffing a bit. That's not surprising. Clark on his own. Lambert back onto the ground after having treatment for a fat lip. Never pleasant, and they hurt in the cold weather. So another bounce. Everett and Clark will do battle again. Clark looks in front position. Fletcher against his old club. Voss is there. Good tackle by Trianides. Scott has it. He's pinned. It's out of bounds on centre wing.
It's good tackling by the Saints. I think they've been working on this at training, putting pressure on the ball carrier, and it's reaping rewards. They're leading now by 22 points. as Everett and Clark jostle for the ball. Clark the winner. Everett now sharking it. Rush kick, off balance, leaning backwards. The ball goes straight up in the air out of bounds on the full. And Matthew Kennedy will take the free kick on centre wing for the Bears. No, Fletcher is closest. Ex-St Kilda teammate, and also Geelong, now at the Bears. Kicking long, looking for Clark, close to the boundary line. Everett good spoil. Jones, typical roving style, off the pack. Kick back towards centre wing. Kick to kick, back to Matthew Kennedy. 15 seconds left in this second term. Might be just enough time for the Bears to score a goal, but not if Nathan Burke can help it. Bobs up, half back. Wayward kick, looking for Tony Brown, finds him. Good pick up from Brown. There's the siren for half-time. And St Kilda running away with it for the first half of that quarter. A couple of late goals by the Bears, getting them back into the game. St Kilda 22 points in front, 7-6-48. Brisbane 4-2-26.
Umpire Shane McInerney starts proceedings in the second half at Waverley. The Bears trailing by 22 points after they got 2 late goals in the second term. Daniels over the top of Lambert, back to McRae, across his body out towards centre wing. And Young, the former Hawk, did well. Oh, tried to bounce it on one of the softest parts of the ground, ridden into the ground by Voss and holding the ball. So good stuff from both players there. Voss to Champion. Oh, not a great kick. Low, might make them pay. Daniels kicks down towards the full forward area. Joel Smith. Champion again. It was moved away from Low at quarter time. Kicks back to Fletcher. Now Lambert takes it from him. Lambert's kick again, not a great one. That's taken over the boundary line too by Jason Ackermanis, who had a long sleeve jump rod in the first half. He's opted for the sleeveless version as we start the third term. Probably because the weather's not as bad as it was forecast by the Melbourne Weather Bureau, so far at least anyway. Everett had a pretty good game so far. Voss started with plenty of good endeavour in the second half. Winmar, good tackle by Fletcher. Again, Matthew Young. Young's kicked down towards centre half forward. Oh, Wakeland dropped what he should have taken. Now Beveridge, Champion's got him. He still gets his kick in. Low, will mark it. McIver punched it away, but those firm mitts of his were well and truly around it by the time he arrived.
Yes, and it's a difficult spot for Scotty McIver to get himself into when he starts behind like he did and gets low, allows Low to get in front. He's really got to have a good run and jump. Stewie Low, that's his forte in that situation.
9 marks so far, 10 kicks, and he's kicked 4 goals, 3. Before today, he'd kicked 58 goals, 35. So now into the 60s, going for his 63rd of the year. 25 metres out, directly in front. And kicks the goal.
Yes, and that's the one that Brisbane wanted, Pete. Not for St Kilda to start off like this, but they wanted the first ping-at goal in this quarter. And Gilbert McAdam's been taken off. That's his player. Young that got the ball forward. So Darryl White has come on to replace McAdam. And White, like a few of his teammates, have to provide some sort of a spark and a lift.
Stewie Lowe's first goal in that third term, taking the margin back out to 28 points for St Kilda. Nathan Burke kicking the ball up to the ground, showing some desperation for St Kilda, close to the boundary line, beating Tony Brown. And all the players will be throwing on centre wing in front of our commentary position. A couple of minutes into this third term, Stewie Lowe kicking his 5th, and as Pete mentioned, his 63rd for the season. He had 76 goals in 1995, leading goal kicker for the Saints. Everett winning that for Burke, always amongst it. Fletcher, ex-teammates a few years back. I wonder why St Kilda ever let him go. Very good player.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing, Russ, isn't it?
Yeah. Umpire Nash bouncing on the semi-wet turf. Clark wins the knockout. Oof, Lambert taken high. Plays on quickly. Puts himself under a bit of pressure, including Matthew Clark. Voss, very quiet in the first half. Steps around Harvey, kicks a high ball up forward. Punch clear by Bartlett, Lappin in front of Young. Gets a quick kick. It's Peckett, the long sleeves. Kicks it close to the boundary. It's the backman's safest spot, the boundary line.
Played well today, Peckett, Russ, I think, first half.
Kicked a goal coming down from half back. And very serviceable. 8 possessions. But he stopped his man. Ackermanis has been benched a few times. Everett and Clark jostling. Looking for front position. No clear winner. Harvey trying to get a kick. Do you count that as a stat, Ross? Burke. Back to Harvey. A quick handball. Moving the ball quickly to Everett. Through the centre of the ground. A long kick. 2-on-1 is Wakeland. Down to Beveridge. Does well. Looking for a low. Rubber chest. It was Ozzy Jones off the ground. Can run into an open goal if he can pick it up. Spins around. Beautiful kick from Ozzy Jones.
He's his second.
Magnificent stuff on an angle. Great recovery. And St.Kilda second for the quarter and then 9th for the game. Back out to 34 points, the Saints.
Yes, good work by Harvey across half-back to get the ball forward. And then the long kick by Everett. Good value from him. A good backup by Ozzy Jones. That's a great kick, as Russell said. Could have perhaps tried a handball to Lowe. No, Lowe was under a bit of pressure, but by gee, he finished that off beautifully. The class there.
60 plays 26 worrying times in the Brisbane box. Ozzy Jones kicking his second goal. Fletcher. Bears really need to be no further down than 3 goals at three-quarter time. Lynch gives them something. He kicks his third. He got his first 2 in the opening quarter, and now in the third, he kicks the Bears first after half-time.
Yes, and a couple of clean possessions to get the ball forward there, and the kick finding Lynch drifting over the back, read that beautifully. Just a bit of pressure there midfield, and Fletcher just getting the ball long and direct. Contest there, Keating in front. Spoil from Shanahan, but Lynch read that best.
Almost a Rovers goal from Alistair Lynch. The only multiple goal kicker for the Bears so far today, as the Saints bench. A little trot around the boundary line. 60 to 32, 16 minutes left in the third term. Lynch kicking his third, and the Bears through Voss, who's been busy at the start of the third quarter, go forward, but there is a whistle. Wakeland is going to take the free kick at centre half back. Matthew Young the target. Oh, White chips it in front to take a very good mark. He's been benched a couple of times. This is Ashcroft, Marcus Ashcroft. Near the centre square. Keating up one-handed. Shanahan, the former Lion, kicks out, I guess you could say almost a fine touch, if we could borrow a term from league, over his former teammate Alistair Lynch. The educated kick just landing inside the boundary line, and it will be a boundary throw.
Good effort by Shanahan, allowing Lynch to kick 2 early goals in that first term from personal mistakes. Everett, good punch to Jones, great roving. Rushed kick from Jones up to the centre wing. Chris Scott and Brown unable to take the mark. Punched on by Trianides. Attempt off the ground from Kennedy. Good work from the Saints. It's holding straight at the ball, Nathan Burke. That's why he's one of the top rovers in the league. Burke off to Neal, unable to control it. Ozzy Jones desperate. Kick off the ground from McRae. Kick 6 last week. Been quiet today. Daniels has a bit of time. Picks it up cleanly. Puts Elliott under pressure. Able to break that tackle from Fletcher. Good smother by the Bears. Lambert now, another handball. Burke again. Recovery from Daniels. Can't bend the back enough. Does now. Desperate handball to Smith. Laconic Smith on his left foot. Kicks high. Champion running with a fly to the ball. Courageous stuff. McIver will wrap it up. Kicks in board to Lambert. Plays on quickly. Bears need a goal quickly. White and Wakeland. Wakeland the winner. Indirect handball to Young. Puts him under pressure. Forcing him to kick desperately off the ground. Looking for the boundary line and finds it. 14.5 minutes left in this third term. The Saints 16 playing 32, 28 points. And Stewie Lowe kicking 5 goals so far in the game. And Alistair Lynch, the only multiple goal kicker with 3, is Harvey breaking out a half-back, kicking across the ground. Beveridge taking a great lunging mark in front of Andrew Hughes. It's the story of the Saints, desperate stuff. Looks for a lead, it's Wakeland, unable to get a good run at the ball. Gowers will be first at it, close to the boundary, keeps it in on his left foot. The former Hawthorn premiership player finds Andrew Hughes on centre wing.
Andy Hughes, his 50th game for the Bears today, after 12 seasons at Geelong. Mark, free kick, call it what you will. Marcus Ashcroft kicks towards half forward, punched away by White. Voss off one step into the goal square. Shanahan did well. Bartlett robes it well. Elliott will rush it through. Hand pass was intended for the player just behind him. Elliott chopped it off, and a rush behind to the Brisbane Bears. So it's 9-6 to 5-3. The margin back to 27 points. And Justin Peckett will kick in. 13.5 minutes left in the term to Burke. McRae stands the mark. Not the influence this afternoon that he had on their game last week. Young takes the hand pass from the back pocket. Long kick up towards midfield. Aussie Jones is the mark at centre wing. Squares it. Elliott. McIver. Low.
Too strong, Pete, isn't he? Gets his backside out, his arms out in front like that.
You mentioned half-time, Ross. You put Champion back on there, so it may be worth doing that.
I think so, Russell. I'll just stick with the players, had the experience in that area. I know John Norley's trying to swap things around a bit, but when a bloke's dominated so much, you go back to the experienced player in that particular area.
Those stats are pretty impressive. We just saw from Stewie Lowe. 11 kicks, 10 marks. He's kicked 5 goals, 3 so far, going for number 6. And he's got it. (10-6, 66 to 5-3, 33. The Saints exactly double the Bears score with 12 minutes remaining in the term.
Yeah, Matthew Young featuring too. He's had a pretty good game. And Stewie Lowe, contrast to last week, as I've mentioned a couple of times, didn't score a goal in the first half. He's kicked a couple on each of these quarters now to get his 6 so far. Trademark mark there for the big fellow.
Stewie Lowe's 12th kick resulting in his 6th goal. It's the Saints easy in this second half. Brisbane have an opportunity now. They're inside their 50. Lambert showing his desperation. Thrusting the ball out to Ashcroft, who has to kick under a lot of pressure from Young. Keating pushing and shoving with Elliott. Elliott grabbing on, holding his jumper. Umpire sees the same. St.Kilda supporters don't see it, but it was there. It is a free kick to Keating.
Lynch down.
There's Harvey telling Winmar what it was all about. Good decision, John Harvey.
You're right, Russell. The opposition fans never see the free kicks, do they?
Yeah, Lynch looking a bit crook, Pete.
Yeah.
See what happened there or not?
No, I didn't know.
Keating will line up for his second. St Kilda supporters say that justice is done. Umpire tells it all. 5-4 Brisbane, trailing St Kilda 10-6. 11.5 minutes left in this third term as Peckett plays on quickly, gains 5 or 6 metres. Kicks long. 2 St Kilda players clashing. Wakeland and Neal both had eyes on the ball, allowing Lappin to chip in board. Alistair Lynch on the lead, finding him on the chest. Good kick. Lynch, 2 first quarter goals, 1 third quarter goal, lining up for his 4th. Brisbane 6th. He's kicked 33 goals for the season, 33 goals, 21. Usually good at these. Across the face of goal, won't make the distance. Keating unable to mark. Pressure on McRae on his right foot. Has a ping, looks pretty good. McRae's first, coming off 6 goals against Melbourne last week. And Brisbane needed that one, Ross. 6 goals for.
Yes, he's, as Pete mentioned before, not been the influence on the scoreboard that no doubt he was last week. kick from Lynch just drifting right across goal. That's what McRae's there for, those crumbing goals. He affected that very well.
So McRae gets his first for the afternoon as we come back to the centre. The difference 26 points after McRae's first. Approximately the halfway stage of the third term. The Saints alive. Harvey. Guess who?
Yeah.
Stewie Lowe is absolutely cutting the Bears' defence to ribbons.
I think Buse got him on the way through too, Ross. I think Buse tried to cut him off. You'll see if we get another shot at it.
Scotty McIver coming up the worst for wear in that exchange.
Great play by Harvey, evasive skills again, and then just the deft left foot pass into the traffic.
He's kicked 6-3.
Just trying to find where the mark is there. Champion standing it. You might see this again. Yeah, just copped a whack in the face from Busey's right arm.
Well, Ross has got a smile on his face because it's probably pretty easy to give votes at the moment, Ross. This guy would have to figure prominently, wouldn't he? He's got another one. It's his 7th. So Stewie Lowe kicks the Saints further ahead. He kicks their 11th, 11-6-72, and Brisbane 6-4-40. The difference back out to 32 points as we watch that again. Harvey miraculously out of the centre. He can make something out of nothing, as we see here.
Just that deft left foot kick, Pete, was very clever.
The Saints by 32 points, 72-40. Lowe just kicked his 7th for the game. Rob Harvey again out of the centre. Cripps is on the ground in front of the pack. That's the way to play that half-forward position. Keep in front of your defender. There's Bartlett. Front position, unable to keep it in. And the Bears are struggling at the moment. Spent a bit of time on the bench, Trent Bartlett. Only one touch. One kick. Clark and Everett, 2 statues. Very mobile big man. Clark the winner again. Good palm down, looking for Lappin. Unable to bend his back. Burke, very clever out of that pack, strong stuff. Brown, through the gap, finds it beautifully, looking for Lowe. Lowe overruns it to McIver. Bit of strength needed here from Stewie Lowe. It's good body work from McIver. Must get back up and recover. He does. Lowe has a shot. Looks close. Oh. Kennedy takes it over the line.
That was a good effort, wasn't it, by the big fella?
Beat 2 of them, nearly kicked the goal of the century.
Great effort from Lowe. When you're hot, you're hot. Kennedy plays on quickly after that. Goal umpire waves the flag. Wakeland unable to take it. Winmar had a great game. Been out of the game for 10 or 11 weeks. Ashcroft over the top now to Lappin. Got a bit of space, bit of time. Should deliver it well into the forward line. Looking for the lead in Keating. Elliott, 2-on-1, does well. Quick kick, close to the boundary up towards centre wing. Allowing the Saints to recover and getting them back in the game. Good work by Jamie Elliott. 7 kicks, 2 marks, 1 handball. We shouldn't judge them just from possession, especially in the half-back line. So a good job.
Plays 40 with 9 minutes remaining. Everett and Keating. Line ball decision. Lambert fell over. Harry fell was the problem. Daniels gets the free kick. Back to Elliott at his 3rd AFL club from Fitzroy and Richmond. Well, 2 Bears up, none down. Jones has got the footy. It's going to be a Brisbane free kick.
Here's Shane Wakeland. He did that in Perth last week on Glenn Jakovic, just jumping nowhere near the footy.
Clark kicks to centre wing. Burke off one step, kicks out of bounds on the full. In fact, one of the rare mistakes that Burke has made today. 19 kicks, not yet 3/4 time. 19 kicks, 3 marks. 5 marks, 3 hand passes. Amazing stats. Jason Ackermanis with the free kick for the Bears. Not out of this match yet. They can reduce the deficit to a couple of goals at 3/4 time. Clark a big fly. Peckett at the back mops up, as he has done most of the day, including kicking a goal himself as he moved down the ground. Gowers spins into trouble, just gets a kick. Peckett still going, tries to apply a tackle. Lynch nearly throwing the ball. That could almost be high against Shanahan. Peckett again to Brown. Saints defence has been rock-like this afternoon. Robbins to Fletcher. Kicks into the mat on the mark. Fletcher might have given away a free kick by getting into the back of his opponent. The fans certainly calling for it, but not according to the umpire. Young spears the pass out. Cripps takes the mark on the boundary line. Kennedy stands the mark. Good long kick. Everett the target. Champion at the back. Everett with the hand pass. Hughes. Kick up towards centre field. No mark taken. Bears valiantly trying to get it forward. Off the ground, Joel Smith. Harvey. Through some very heavy traffic, and still he goes. Down to Lowe. Buckets will get back. Off the ground. And he kicks another one, number 8. Again, Harvey getting it to Lowe. And the finishing touches were spectacular. It's 12-7 to 6-4. The difference out to 39 points.
Great work by the back half of St Kilda to get the ball forward. And then Robert Harvey, just outstanding. He's so good at that. Good shepherd too, provided by, I think it was Beveridge to land to keep running. And Stewie Lowe finishes off for them.
Just seen some magical stuff from Robert Harvey, allowing Stewie Lowe to put St Kilda 39 points in front in this third term.
5 in the centre, Russ.
5 in the centre against the Saints. Over exuberance, allowing Keating now to take the free kick. Shanahan using strength, shoving his opponent out of the way to take the mark in defence. Plays on quickly, back to Keating, unable to take the grab. Wakeland using a bit of pace, evasive skills. It's spreading through the St Kilda side. Beveridge can't mark Hughes, the same. Off the ground by Beveridge. Keep the ball moving, St Kilda. Good instructions by Alves, allowing Champion to kick high and wild. Typical of Brisbane's game, straight to McLean. Young has had a great game, putting Voss out of contention in the first half. Kicks in towards centre field. Scott now intercepting the ball. Big fly by Clark. Interference against Wakeland. Clear free kick against him. Wakeland to take the free. Goes wide again. McLean. Standing ruckman for Vidovic. Received a 3-match suspension. Daryl Wakeland. Left foot kick, Daniels. Clever work by Daniels. Champion not happy, claiming he had first purchase on it. Umpire saw it differently. Good stuff by Daniels. Kicking inboard. Good kick to Brown. Should offload to Burke. He does. Burke always there. Kicking in, looking for the power man, Lowe. Stewie Lowe hands on the ball, recovers. Daniels again taken high. Umpire Markness calls play on. Cripps. Now a chance for Lowe. Good body work from Lowe. Body work again from Daniels on top of the pack. Andy Gower's underneath it all, feeling the full brunt of the 16 stone of Stewie Lowe on top of him.
So a ball up with 5 minutes remaining in the term. 8 goals, 4 to Stewie Lowe this afternoon, and the difference is out to 39 points. Champion from Lambert. Burke nearly. Fletcher. Not a great hand pass. Gowers on the end of it ultimately. Low raking left foot pass to half forward, and that's effective. Mark taken by Clark. Hard to see the Bears coming back from this deficit. Plenty of things have happened. But with the target, McLean doing a great job to his fellow redhead and Young. Now Harvey, who seems to find gaps that other players wouldn't even think of going through. Number 2 is Tony Brown, one of the speedsters in the side. Back to Harvey. Burke. Well, gee, we've called them a bit this afternoon. Harvey and Burke, haven't we? Harvey, Burke and Lowe, the 3 superstars, and they've all turned it on this afternoon. Taken over the boundary line by Daryl Wakeland. I think it's Daryl. Turn around, son.
Don't forget Winmar, Pete, but he has got quiet this second half.
Winmar's got, well, I think we could have expected that, Russ, don't you? I mean, he hasn't played much footy in the last 2 or 3 months, but what a first half he did have. He really set up so many plays. Keating and Gowers thumped out. Guess who? Harvey again. Burke in the background. Champion in front. Beveridge late on the scene. Ball paddled out wide. It'll be a stalemate. There might be a free kick, and it will be to be taken at centre half back by Andy Buse. It was a little bit too high, and Champion and Winmar obviously don't like each other's deodorant. He kicks out towards centre wing.
Big pack flies, no one can take the grab. Matthew Young under the pack. Lappin, who was busy early, takes Burke high. Should be a free kick. Umpire says no, play on. Lappin gets a kick. Number 16, and Ben Robbins takes the mark on centre wing. Robbins plays on quickly with a long handball, finding Lambert. Has a shot for goal. And one behind, straight to the post. They can't buy one at the moment, the Bears. 6-5, trailing St Kilda 12-7.
2 goals in every quarter, the Bears.
Justin Frankie Peckett. Kick in short. Designated kicker straight to Robbie Neal. Bit too easy. Gains about 25 metres in that right St Kilda back pocket. Neal kicks long, bit wayward, straight to Fletcher. Fletcher now can try and set it up for the Bears. Needs an open forward line. Here's Rob Ackermanis at centre half forward. Elects to kick long towards the goal square. Good punch by the defenders from St Kilda. And they'll take a throw in any time.
John Northey effecting a change now. Russ McAdam coming back on, and Ackermanis to play to go off.
So 38 points the difference, under 3 minutes before three-quarter time. Almost desperation stakes by Swooper to try to lift the Bears today. Haven't won in Melbourne since '94. That was in round 19 against St Kilda. Clark, Lappin, a snap, and he registers only a behind. 1-1 he's kicked this afternoon. Out of the side's tally of 6-6. Saints 12-7. And it was St Kilda that the Bears beat in that game a couple of seasons back. Playing their first game in Melbourne for the year. It's one that they'd probably, at least so far, prefer to forget. Peckett. Peckett kicks to half back. McLean the target. Couldn't drag it in. McAdam, Keating, Voss. Almost taken. Not quite. Still McAdam. Good tackle by Elliott. The end result was okay for the Saints. It's out of bounds. Not much of him. Looks like he might have been a pull through, Jamie Elliott, but he's got a great deal of courage. He's trying to cement his spot on the Saints side. Boundary throw in, ineffective. Young, that's out of bounds. Oh, just a real line ball decision, literally. Bounce just on the line.
Cripps has been taken off, Pete, and Rod Keogh on for his first run.
Number 17, Rod Keogh. Came from Melbourne, where he wore, with distinction, number 31. Keating and McLean. Out the back. Ball kicked off the ground. Back it comes towards the boundary line. Kick away by Luke Beveridge. Didn't get very far.
Now you better tell them the significance of 31, Pete, for those that don't know at Melbourne.
Oh, Ron Barassi.
Exactly.
Of course. Probably the most famous Guernsey in that club, and of course he also wore it at Carlton, didn't he? Ron Barassi, when he went there as captain coach, successfully as it turned out. Keating to Lambert. Aussie Jones gives chase. Mongrel punt off the boot. Young punches from behind and try to get it clear of Lappin. It's out of bounds in front of Peckett and McRae. We will see a throw in.
Well, it's desperate times for the Bears at the moment. With the Saints leading by 37 points and just on a minute and a half left in this third term. Wakelin and Clark. Clark will try and bring it back straight to Lambert. He does it beautifully. Lambert going inboard into that corridor. Shanahan, typical defender stuff. Big punch, gaining a 40-50 metre advantage for the Saints. Champions down that forward line. Lynch is caught with the ball. Call is play on. Smith, intercepted by Champion. Now for Gowers from 45, has a ping at the goals. And it's a successful kick. Andy Gowers coming down from half-back, kicking his first. And Brisbane 7th. Gowers, that's his second goal for the year, Ross.
And here, that's an example there, the pressure that Lynch was put under by St Kilda. Just intercept that handball, but the recovery was there. And as Russ said, support coming down from half-back by Gowers. A real struggle though for the Bears here.
Gowers kicks his first. Just over a minute before three-quarter time. It's back to 31 points the difference, and Kilda's always had the quick reply this afternoon. I wonder if it's going to happen again. Joel Smith nearly. Ball is kicked down inside 50, marking contest, and better judgment is shown by Bartlett. Trent Bartlett from centre half back. Kicks towards Keating. Champion. Back to Keating. Burke comes at him. Keating's kicked down towards half forward. Ball out of bound. No, it's, well, the mark is taken inside by Robbins. McAdam should be able to kick a goal from there. 20 metres out. And Wakeland will rush it through for a behind. So again, the pressure from the Saints defence paying dividends. The rush behind to the Bears. And an even 5 goals with half a minute remaining to three-quarter time. So they are in touch. It's not an impossible deficit. But certainly the Saints have been the better side for the three-quarters played so far. Justin Peckett has been good, capping off his efforts this afternoon with a goal. He'll look for Shanahan. No, it's kicked a little bit too long for him. Keating punches it away from Burke. Good tackle, McAdam. Ball jarred free in it, and the umpire has decided that it will be a bounce. Elliott didn't have much of a chance of getting rid of it, and so he'll ball it.
Bears will run out of time unless they get a quick kick from this ball up. But to no avail, Rob Harvey will take the ball again. Had plenty of the ball in. I think I'm not too sure of the stats, Ross, but Harvey was very dominant that quarter, as well as Nathan Burke and also Stewie Lowe kicking 4 goals in that third term. A magnificent effort from the Saints. St Kilda 5 goals up, kicking 5 that quarter against Brisbane's 3. Shanahan very tight. John Northey having to move his players all over the ground, moving for someone like Champion up forward. And
he's made a number of moves, Russ, which he's probably limited out anymore. He can make, but there's no question that St Kilda's dominance around the ground's continued. And even though Brisbane went inside 57 more times in that quarter than what St Kilda did, every time St Kilda went forward, they predominantly scored because they had a great target there in Low, and their ball carries again, Burke, Harvey, just continued on.
Three-quarter time, it's 5 goals the difference. 12-7 to 7-7. We'll be back at Waverley Park for the final term in just a moment.
Quarter, and Stan Els is obviously very happy, and they just want those first couple of goals in the final quarter.
Thanks, Jack. Yes, the first couple would make it very interesting. Smith turns on a threepenny bit, kicks up towards half forward, beautifully delivered. Wakeland, now a chance for Jones for his third. Jones from 35 metres out has sprayed it a little bit and has registered just one behind to make the difference now 31 points in favour of St Kilda. Aussie Jones, 2 goals, 1 against his name this afternoon. It's 80, plays 49. Gowers to bring the ball back into play. Kicked a goal in the third quarter, this time kicks it out to Kennedy. Kennedy just up from the back pocket. One of the longest kicks in the side. Up to Lambert. Lambert to centre wing. White, or short of centre wing. He'll kick over that position. Lappin loves to balk. Does it effectively this time. Kicks up towards half forward, and Champion, who's had a couple of switches today. Maybe that's as far as they're going. Winmar, didn't see much of him in the third quarter. McAdam, beautifully tackled by Harvey. Ball jarred free. Now Winmar onto Burke, and that's kick number 22. Aussie Jones. The Saints arrive through Harvey, who's been absolutely brilliant. Harvey up the low, and the big mitts around it again. He's kicked 8, he's going for number 9.
It's a good grab, Pete. Charging out the free like that.
Harvey to low. How many times today have we said that?
Well, it's interesting that Winmar and Burke combined on the half-back line, so they've all had a bit of a touch of the cherry en route to big Stewie Lowe.
Look at those stats. That's probably the bottom line, literally and figuratively. He's going for number 9. The goal here would make the Bears' task pretty difficult, you'd think. And you can call a news conference because he's missed. 8 goals, 5 to Stewie Lowe. 81, plays 49.
A pretty formidable effort from Stewie Lowe. 8 goals in the first 3 quarters of the game. Andy Gowers decides I'll kick it straight up the centre of the ground. And he reaps rewards with Voss picking up the ball. Hasn't had a lot of it so far today, or not at least effective. Lambert onto Robbins. Robbins now driving it in forward to Keating in the goal square. Or out just out of the goal square, now allowing Peckett now to break clear. Arches his back, gets away, just felt the fingernails down his back. What a lucky guy. Off to Robbie Neal. Neal sizing it up. Kicks long. Good drop punt. Peter Everett on centre wing. Everett driving in, go inboard, looking for Robbie Harvey. Harvey again, as quick as you like, takes the ball and drives it in towards Stewie Lowe on the burst. There it is.
Is Kennedy playing on him now? He's certainly standing the mark.
Lowe plays on quickly. Straight to Robbie Harvey again.
Good casual.
Should have kicked that. Harvey's delivered the ball to him and gone down and received the kick, and
Yes, another good grab too at Young.
Lowe had his third opponent. That was
Troy
Kennedy.
Clark coming to the front of him, but Rob Harvey there just casual when he took the mark, which is fair enough. He was clear, but then just a little bit too easy in shooting for a goal.
White finding Clark close to the boundary, gaining 45 metres. Clark plays on quickly. Everett over the top, a good punch. Joel Smith from 55 drives it in, low direction. One hand can't do it. Tony Brown can. The Saints again. That's his first.
Real Rovers goal. That one, Ross.
Well, he's just used his brains, intelligent there, Pete. The kick coming out, just not getting any sort of direction really. It's no one in support. The kick coming back in from, from Joel Smith was terrific, and then Brown, as Pete said, just perfect there on his own in front of Lowe. Knew it was going to be a contest. Reaps the reward. He's been a good player. 10 and 5, now a goal.
6 goals, 3 the difference, 39 points. And the Bears task looking harder by the minute. Clark goes at it with Everett. In all the quarters, the Bears have got second use of the footy. Kicked down towards half forward by Jones. No mark taken. Beveridge tries to burst his way through without success. And it's all tied up by Bartlett.
That was good work by Beveridge then. He had his eyes on the ball, Ross, and to hit it straight for a half forward. Good effort.
So a bounce. Plenty of players around it. Everett to Beveridge. Did well to get a kick. Gowers lost it. Well, gave the hand pass away in a turnover. The Saints might make him pay. Harvey chips it short in towards the forward pocket. Joel Smith just can't control it in front of Troy Clark. Some famous players have worn number 4 at St Kilda, of course. Lockett, Baldock, Everett. And he's had a good game against Clark. Harvey a chance. The longer the game's gone on, the better he's looked. Gives away the hand pass. Brown from the angle this time has missed. Kick just one behind. So 1 goal 1 for the day and 1 goal 1 for the quarter to Tony Brown. 13-11 to 7-7, and again the difference back to 5 even goals as it was at three-quarter time. Gowers to bring the ball back into play. Again decides to kick long, braving the members' side. Clark his target over the top of Smith. Troy Clark paddles it in front. Everett over his back. No free kick according to the umpire. Fletcher back to Voss. Burke comes at him, one of the Saints' best. The kick is down towards half forward. White didn't read it as well as he would have liked. Lappin does. Keeps it in play. Up to Keating, in fact over his head. McAdam and Jones. Still McAdam. Jones has got him. He's over the footy. He has to get it out. Keogh a chance. He'll go off the ground. No, he picks it up well, Rod Keogh. Right on the boundary line. Up towards centre wing and Harvey. Back it comes to Ozzie Jones at right centre wing.
Ozzie Jones fakes the handball, elects to kick now, finding Beveridge in front of Kennedy. Kennedy's been moved off low. Lowe's got his 4th opponent, Gowers. Beveridge on centre wing. Looking for options. Ignores Daniels. He's found one, looking for Lowe. Now kicks high. Everett and Wakeland. Everett goes too far under the ball. Smith trying to get it on the burst, misses. Robbins now back to Fletcher. Fletcher with time on his left foot, kicks wide for Champion. Started on Lowe. A few kicked on him, handballs to the ground. Clever work. Off to McRae. McRae's been quiet, that's his 10th kick. Shanahan in front of Lynch. Gets rid of Peckett. Goes off the ground, rebounds. Plenty of players around the ball. Lynch is one of those. 2-on-1. Peckett and Shanahan force Lynch and the ball over the line. Pressure from St Kilda. And a throw in. Saints by 40 points. 13 now. Nearly 14 minutes left in this final term. Wakeland and Keating. Keating pushed out by Wakeland. Now for Burke, desperate. In front of Lynch. Burrows under the pack with Lambert. Nathan Burke again. Great player for the Saints. 23 kicks, 4 handballs and 5 marks, including 4 tackles. Very significant statistic for Burke. Leads the tackles with Daniels for St Kilda for the season. Wakeland again and Keating. McAdam, get a bit of time on the bench. Now Aussie Jones gets a quick kick on his left. Clark and Everett, the big man, very mobile. Harvey again. Deja vu off to Jones down that centre wing. Quick kick from Jones. No one can grab it. Buse in his 50th for the Bears. Has a bit of time inside 50. Kicks up wide towards centre wing. Harvey and McAdam. McAdam knocks it on. Round the corner kick for the Bears. Good bounce from McRae through centre. Looking for Lynch and Lappin. Through him, Young. And a good game for St Kilda today, Matthew Young. Allowing the ball go out of bounds, beating Lappin. Excellent effort by Matthew Young for St Kilda.
15 kicks to Matthew Young. The former Hawk played 21 games for Hawthorn. And they'd be pretty happy sitting on the Saints bench this afternoon. White's tackle ineffective. Back to Young. On the boundary line, Clark. Matthew Clark. Short kick. Lappin, probably the Bears' best player today. Troy Clark. Punch away by Elliott. Keating. Peckett. Peckett will be more than content to see it over the line. That's the way it transpires. Darryl White looking more in hope at the umpire for a deliberate decision to go his way. It didn't. Peckett with 9 kicks, one of which registered a goal. So an unhappy trip to Melbourne for the Bears' first game in the Victorian capital this year. A testing time for them. And they haven't come through with flying colours this afternoon. Another ball up. Darryl Wakeland gets himself up. Goes at it with Keating. Fletcher, nearly a stalemate. Neal off the ground, and McAdam marks in front of Aussie Jones, short of half forward. Back to Voss. Best and fairest winner last year at Brisbane. Lynch and Shanahan, former teammates at Fitzroy. Lynch got 2 first quarter goals, but really hasn't had too many opportunities. Shanahan caught with the footy, has it pinned to him on the umpire. He's decided to bounce it. 8 kicks to him today. You have to say he's done a pretty good job on Lynch. Clark and Everett. Everett being held, and he will get the free kick. He's grabbed on the jumper, just up near the shoulder. The umpire picked that. So Peter Everett, one of his better games this afternoon. Had Clark taken from the ground. I think it was in the second quarter from memory. And getting plenty of advice from the crowd to try to hurry it up a bit. He'll get some from the umpire in a minute. Burke the target, Fletcher over the top. Beveridge, a little give. Kennedy tries to barge his way through. Burke, Fletcher, Brown applies a tackle. McAdam comes through, ridden into the ground by Keogh, and the umpire will warm it up right in the centre circle.
Gilbert McAdam, ex-St Kilda player a few years back, had a quiet day by his standards. 2 kicks, 1 handball and 3, sorry, 1 mark and 3 handballs. Very disappointed with that effort, Gilbert. Keogh spent a bit of time on the bench, gets a quick kick. Joel Smith, interception. Andy Gowers in front of Stewie Lowe, that's the way to play, and punches clear. Shane Wakeland catches the Bear opponent with the ball. Andrew Hughes, that was. Pat on the back for Busey for his courage. I think that's all they can look for at the moment. Throw themselves in the packs. Keep eye on the ball. Clark beats Everett now for Bartlett. Rush looking kick, finding Lappin. Off to Voss, who kicks long up towards centre wing. Richard Champion on centre wing, keeping his body in front of his opponent. That's Jamie Elliott. Good work by Champion, keeping control of the ball. Unable to keep his feet now. McRae off the ground. Nathan Burke, another possession. Excellent effort. Off to Daniels. Centre wing to Joel Smith. Very busy this second half. Smith, good left foot pass for Wakeland. Unable to take the ball close to the boundary. Beats Shane over the line. St Kilda side of centre wing. Shane Wakeland will take the throw in against Matthew Clark. It's the Saints by 40 points with under 10 minutes left in this final term. Wakeland and Clark. Clark the winner again. Leading hit out of all ruckman in the league so far this year. He's had an excellent season. Daniels controlling the ball, keeping his feet, does it well. Off to Jamie Elliott, who's had an excellent game off half back for the Saints. Drives inside 50, and Ben Robbins takes the mark.
Well, the Bears just can't score, can they? Had trouble all day in that regard. Lappin to Lambert as Daniel stands the mark. Lambert's at the right half-back flank. He's gone short to Kennedy, who marks in front of Joel Smith. Matthew Kennedy transfers play up towards Darryl White. He couldn't complete the mark. Neal goes in board with the hand pass. This is the way they've worked it all afternoon. And Neal gets it back. He started that chain of hand passes. Kicks down to Wakeland at half forward. That's Shane Wakeland. Player on his own down there is Young. Smith should be able to finish it off from there. Lowe may do the job for him. He does. Big Stewie. He's kicked 8 goals, 5.
Mark number 15, Pete.
That's not a bad day's work. And how many opponents? Must be nearly as many. Look at that. Once he gets his hands on it, it just sticks like glue, doesn't it?
His hands envelop the ball. He gets real purchase on it, as good as anyone has that I've ever seen.
Neil Mann, I think, had about the biggest hands in footy a decade or a generation ago. Stewie's are just as big. His goal tally is bigger. That's 9 goals, 5. 14-11 to 7-7, and that will make the game safe for the Saints. Yeah, Neil Mann's trick was, I think, he held 22 eggs in one hand, and I'm sure Stewie Lowe would just about match him.
Yes, and he's heading towards 400 career goals now, Stewie Lowe, 397, so it's an outstanding effort. And had a bit of a flat period for 4 or 5 games. Certainly back now.
Stewie Lowe just kicked his 9th goal thanks to a good pass from Joel Smith, and the Saints 14th. Lappin unable to take full control of the ball. Same with Lambert, who's caught by Daniels. Worn him very close for a lot of the day. But an enterprising game from Lambert. Real hard trier. One of their best, including Lappin. And also Matthew Kennedy's had a pretty good game. Good bump. Fletcher bounces off it and deemed a throw. Free kick to St Kilda. That'll be Nathan Burke or Rob Harvey. Harvey will be the one. Busy day from Harvey. 16 kicks, 16 handballs, 2 marks and 3 tackles. And 50 metres. That'll take Harvey to about 45 metres out, and an opportunity to put his 2nd goal through for the day. Kick one in the 2nd quarter.
We might have come off, Ross.
Yeah. Standing ovation for Neil Elvis. Excellent effort, great comeback from him. Tired in the 2nd half as expected. Had an excellent first half effort. Over 15 possessions. Very pleasing for him. Get through the game unscathed, under his belt. as Robert Harvey will shoot from 45 metres out directly in front. Or a slight angle. Not a real good kick from Harvey.
It's an evasive kick.
One behind. Takes the Saints to 14-12. Easily leading Brisbane 7-7. 7 minutes left in this final term.
Well, they haven't scored in the final quarter so far, the Bears. They didn't score too much in the second quarter, got 2 late goals, which added some respectability to their score then, and they're having trouble in this term as well. Akamada's taken high, still got away the hand pass. It's picked up by Voss. Voss's hand pass intended for and finds Kennedy. As Russ said, one of their better players, and they haven't had too many, but the Saints again with the numbers at the ball, and Elliott takes the mark. There's not much of him, but he's had a pretty good game today. Could have kicked it better. Akamada's off the left. Shanahan. And Jamie Shanahan will come towards the member stand side again, over to Matthew Young. Certainly one of his best games since joining St Kilda. Lambert and Lappin. And Lappin's got the football. Goes short, Lynch. Their leading goal kicker today with 3, 2 in the first quarter. Alistair Lynch from right half forward. Puts it onto the boot, lobs it up towards 50. And that's okay. Akamada's moves down to take the mark. Likewise goes in short. Bad option. Neil probably almost could have marked that. I think he was a little bit surprised it came straight to him. And out of bounds, just inside 50. And a throw in. With the score reading 14-12 to 7-7. We've got under 6 minutes left in this match. It's been the Saints virtually from go to woe. Woe's not too far away. One of their best performances so far this year. They had to get back on track today, and they've done just that. Troy Clark gets underneath it. And the ball taken over the boundary line by Cripps, who's come on and off the bench today. Clark playing only his second game for the year, coming back after a knee injury. Still Brisbane with just the 7 goals on the board. Everett and Keating, a couple of interesting hairstyles there. One the Jack Nicholson look-alike, that's Keating, he wins it out. Joel Smith had a very good second half, combines well, it comes back to Harvey, and Harvey spears the pass up to Peter Everett, who takes it.
Everett with the other good haircut, takes it on centre wing. Looking for Wakeland, unable to take the mark. Keogh off the ground. Gowers in front of Lowe. Good work from Andy Gowers, finding Lappin on half-back. Lappin will get his 21st kick. Plenty of the ball today, plenty of time. Kicks long, Cripps from the behind, good punch from the defender. And sends the ball out of bounds.
Good result for St Kilda too, Russ, because they travel back to Perth, having been there last week. They go there next weekend to play the Dockers.
The Bears struggling to score since the end of the third quarter.
Robbie Neal comes off.
As the pack forms from that throw in, Nathan Burke, one of the many players successful for St Kilda today. Voss, not as influential as normal, gets a skewy kick. Lynch tries to send it off to McKenna, allowing Wakeland to send it on to Rob. Harvey's had plenty of the ball. Harvey over to Beveridge. Beveridge from 55 could put this through. Kick looks pretty good for Lowe in the square. Doesn't mark. Calls play on. Andrew Buse, the one to clean up for the Bears.
Buse playing his 50th game for his new side after 12 seasons at Geelong. Kicks to Voss. Well, that must have been so close to a mark. Van's wanting Stewie Lowe to kick 10. He's kicked 9 goals, 5 so far. Ball is on centre wing. He's still got a chance to get it. They can get it down to him quickly. Trianides to Everett to Burke. Burke feigns the hand pass, then gives it out to Harvey. Good tackle by Bartlett, stops the progress. Back it comes down to Lambert. Lambert onto Lappin. More than 20 kicks this afternoon for Lappin. And that was almost a mark to McRae. McAdam. No one to give the hand pass to, and St Kilda again with the numbers in defence. Peckett back to Lappin. Tries to nudge it forward. Burke nudges him. Akamada slips over, so he can't get there first. Cripps tries to go off the ground. Akamada still. Back to Fletcher. Jones comes at him, so does Everett. Just avoided that one. The kick bounce is going to be important. Akamada's from Keating. Keating tries for the hand pass again. Wasn't looking where he gave it out. And the desperation from the Saints wins the day in the end. Cripps sees the boundary line, sees the ball over the boundary line for a throw in at right half forward for Brisbane, who are still on 7-7, which what they were at three-quarter time. 47 points the difference. We've got 3 minutes to go, Russ, and a great effort by the Saints today.
Yeah, I'm sure Stan Alves will be delighted. They needed this to keep in touch with the 8. They need to win more games. There's Nathan Burke, who's had plenty of the ball. One of their best players again. Very consistent year for Burke. Must be very close to leading that best and fairest tally for St Kilda. He won it in 93. But up with him would be Lowe. Stewie Lowe also won it in 1990 and led the goal kicking last year. McLean's on. Burke off the ground. Clark. Chance to send it up forward. Off balance. It's a funny little kick for Lynch, who's come out to centre half forward. Not as influential as in that first half, kicked 3 goals. Now it's Daniels, off to Harvey again. Harvey to Wakeland, unable to take it on a second grab. As Bartlett punches it clear towards the boundary. Just playing from memory now, the Bears. 2.5 minutes left in the final term.
Well, the big interest, Russ, is if Lowe can get his 10th goal. He's got 2.5 minutes to do it.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll be trying to give it to him, and he'll be desperate for it as well, Stewie. McLean in the pack with Keating. Now it's Robbins. Had a pretty good game for the young kid. He's only played his 3rd game. Second game. Ball goes to the boundary line again. St Kilda defenders very happy to just to push it over, buying out time. Shanahan has done very well on Lynch in this second half. Lynch with 3 goals. And the Bears with no score in this final quarter. As we see the president of the St Kilda
Andrew Plimpton,
very happy. McLean and Clark. Clark the winner again. Harvey. They rode beautifully to the opposition ruckman. Burke and Harvey. It's Rod Keogh, Ozzie Jones and Matthew Kennedy decide let it go over the boundary line.
2 minutes left in this match. And the Saints have led all day. So the Bears finding the same trouble in Melbourne that Adelaide has often done, and that is trying to get up for a win. Keating of a standing start. Cripps from centre wing avoids McAdam, but only just. A long bomb down towards left half forward. 1-on-1 contest there, and a good mark taken by young Robbins in front of Beveridge. Had the job on Winmar in the second quarter, when Winmar was at his best today. Buse from Brown. McIver probably glad to be away from Stewie Lowe, and who wouldn't? Like trying to mind a pit bull terrier. There's no way you can win. Lynch. He's kicked 3. Lynch goes in short. Lappin. He's had, 22 kicks. So coming in for kick number 23. He's kicked 1 goal, 1. And on stats at least, would be the Bears' best player. Boy from Northern Victoria. Has a cousin on the Saints list. Not playing today.
Matthew Lappin.
Plenty of Lappins in Northern Victoria. Right on 50. And the goal umpire says it's their first score of the quarter, but it's only 1 behind by Nigel Lappin. So he has 1 goal, 2, 7, 8. The difference is 46 points, and we've got less than a minute to go. Peckett kicks in.
Finding Elliott on right half back for the Saints, who travel out to Subiaco next week with chock full of confidence after this win. McLean on centre wing for the St Kilda side. In short to Daniels. Again, another one of St Kilda's better players. They've had a lot of winners today. Trainetti spent a bit of time on the bench. Unfortunately, kicks it straight to an opponent, and that is Trent Bartlett. Bartlett decides to change direction, looking for Lambert. They're beaten by Ozzie Jones for the ball, and Jones kicking the ball. Oh, Peckett it was. Good effort by Justin Peckett.
13 seconds to go. It looks as though Stewie's going to miss out on number 10.
Yes, and Trent Bartlett just intercepting there, spoiling the party.
Well, Brisbane travel to Adelaide next week, the Footy Park. Another tough one for them. McLean, backhands, gains 10 metres. Robbins in front of Beveridge, held without the ball, but it's going to beat everyone. And a couple of seconds before the final siren to put it out of the misery for the Bears.
Yes, just 1 behind scored in the final quarter. They're not going to add to that. Maybe the Saints can add something here. Only a couple of seconds remaining in the siren, or to the siren. In fact, there it is. The Saints have won out, convincing winners. The easiest of winners in the end, scoring 14-12, 96 for the Bears, 7-8-50, and Stewie Lowe on screen, an absolute match winner. He finished up with 9 goals, 5. A superb performance from him in front of goals. 46 points. The Saints victors, back on track in the race for the finals. The Bears' first match in Melbourne this year, one that they would prefer to forget.
Too much quality, Pete, in the midfield, and they really did have targets right throughout in their back half. People like Justin Peckett on screen there, Brown up forward, just all the players, the young fellas, Smith, Jones.
The very fast side, when they Ross, they didn't make as many mistakes.
Exactly, that's what Stan Knowles was trying to eliminate, and their pressure with their tackling was very good. We mentioned that a few times, and they're sharing the ball very, very good. So they'll be very pleased with this result. As we said a couple of times, they go away now to Perth again. Tough task, Dockers, but great to win for their club and a real booster.
But it seems against the quality sides like West Coast last week, they sort of are up to it for about 3 quarters, but then fall away with that final 30 minutes.
Right, let's go down to Stewie Lowe with Johnny Russo now on the boundary.
Well, Stewie, it was a sensational day. You kicked 9 goals, 5 personally. I mean, it must have been good to see Nicky Winmar playing so well in the first 3 and a bit quarters.
Yeah, look, he was fantastic. You know, it's been a long time between drinks for the boys, but we've just stuck at it, and it was great. And Nicky performed fantastically. And
it was great to see, you know, Berkey winning the ball out of the centre so often. It must have given you a lot of confidence to get the ball sort of down the forward line as quickly as you were.
Yeah, look, Berkey's been just sensational all year. You know, just 100% and just balls in. But it was just a great team effort, and you know, it's been a real credit to the younger guys just to stick at it and stick at it. And you know, we're well short from finished.
He must have been disappointed last week, but today it was just fantastic that the players just kept at it for the 4 quarters, as you said. So it's a really encouraging thing for the St Kilda Footy Club.
Yeah, look, it's something that we've been working on, and you know, we've been in winning positions about every week, and today we just you know, wanted to make sure we got off to a good start and just kept on going all day, which we did.
Well done, Stewie, and thanks for joining us. Thanks a lot.
14-12-96. Thanks, John Russo. Speaking to Stewie Lowe, the real match winner here this afternoon with 9 goals. A 46-point win to St Kilda at Waverley, and we'll be back in just